Yeah, back on default.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that, man. It like bumps the freaking microphone back to default when it shouldn't be on default. And even when it is on default, it should still work. Obnoxious. Let's see. Yeah, it should absolutely still work under default. That is ridiculous. Oh, now it does. Well, thanks for the heads up. Appreciate it. We got it working. That's all that matters. All right. Well, what I was saying, YouTube, was Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, and what did you get for Christmas? What did you get? I got a nice little mug. Charging stand. Anyone get anything fun? What else did I get? I got a Pelican case. That's nice. That's pretty cool. That's the biggest thing I got. Definitely needed that. Anytime I'm traveling with camera gear. Fantastic little case. Airplane carry-on size, like the maximum carry-on size. Comes with nice little soft dividers. Got a hard plastic case. Better get my screen share set up too. Yeah, there it is. Mine has pouches in the lid, which is, yeah, like this. Kind of similar anyway. Or like that guy. Except like made for a laptop. And it fits like a, yeah, there you go. That's the one. Lid organizer C. Oh, cool. And it looked like it has straps on there too. Yeah. It's the one. That's my big gift. That's the big one. The nice one. Okay. There we go. Let's go over to Twitter. Let me see what y'all got here. Who got what? Okay, I got a good pair of binoculars. Oh, for bird watching? You sure that's not for like looking at your neighbors naked or something? Anything you need to tell us? I'm just kidding. Oh, nice. Oh, Hernan got another guitar. Very good. Joker Be Wild got a man purse. That's I mean, if that's to your taste, hey, there you go. I wouldn't be opposed to a man purse in the right situation. Like a laptop. I mean, laptop carrier. I think you could possibly qualify as a man. I'd be good with that. Wouldn't mind a laptop carrier. Need that. That's something on my list of stuff that I need to get. I need to get like a. What do you call them? Not a like a carry case. Who makes them damn things? No, let's see. So, Tom Talk, yeah, Tom Talk, like that thing. I need to get me one of those. There you go. Yeah. I need me one of those. How much is that? Oh, $40. That's not too bad. Dude. Softies inside. Got a spot for your dinguses. Ooh, and a little Apple Tag dingus. Oh, that's neat. Gibbs me that. Yep. Oh boy, any last minute holiday deals. Oh, year-end deal zone. They've changed it over to year-end deal zone. Yeah, okay. What do we got? What do we got, B&H? Radix just got a new laptop from yours truly, which she needed desperately. That's her big Christmas gift. He lucked out this year, gotta say. So now she'll be able to make her videos unencumbered. She's been restricted to the old version of Resolve for like multiple versions, like going back like I don't know what it's on now, like version 20. Yeah, version 20. She's stuck back on version 16, I think. Yeah, I don't think she was even able to hit 17. So she's missing all these like cool new AI features that make the process of editing a video like infinitely easier. Now she's gonna get that. Feels good. Feels good to give someone something that helps. Okay, I got her MSI. Something kind of like this. Yeah. A bad little piece. Okay, what's cooking out here? I imagine Miss Steph's probably busy today, so I think we got a few from this morning. They get sold in Arkansas. Wow, wins $1.8 billion Powerball jackpot in Christmas Eve drawing, second biggest lottery jackpot ever. Better check that one out for some kind of inside baseball. Trump last year. That is from last year. Nice. Did my daughter get what she wanted from Santa? She got, she's getting a new laptop herself. Mom's old laptop. And I got her a subscription to this Adobe app that does like puppet, and it's like it's called Character Animator. Really neat. Look at this. I was having fun playing with this thing. Like I could do fun stuff with this. Like professional animation software. It does like motion capture. Really cool. Let's see. Here we go.
Testing. So the camera's mapping my face, and this is just a Photoshop file of a crunchy cow. It's a very simple build. The only thing that changes are the mouth shapes. Testing.
So it tracks your face movements and your vocal performance and then applies it to your puppet of choice. You can use it to create really rather advanced animations, like full-blown animated series, movies. I was gonna have such a blast with that. And it ties in with Adobe's iPad drawing app Fresco, so you can draw a puppet in Fresco, all the stuff you need, and then transfer it over to Character Animator and make an animated puppet or animated videos and stuff. I think that's the one she's gonna have the most fun with by far. Okay. Merry Christmas from the Office of the First Lady. Nice. Oh, there was sound on that. Fancy. Okay. Oh, wow. Breaking 911's on the job today. That's nice. Good for yours truly. Let's scroll back. Billboard in Times Square proclaims Jesus is Palestinian. Paid for by the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee. I think they missed the mark a little bit. He's actually technically from Galilee, but whatever. What? Violent crash on the I-635 Express lanes in Dallas leaves one motorcyclist dead and 2 others injured. Oof. Oh, heck. I don't want to see it. Oh, heck. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, no. When's it happen? Oh. Oh, God. Boy. What is going? Why are they stopping? Oh. The crash already happened. Oh, jeez. Wow. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un inspected construction at the site of a new 8,700-ton nuclear-powered strategic guided missile submarine. Look at that thing. Whoa. Dang, bro. This. Turkish authorities detained 115 suspected Islamic State members, saying the group was planning attacks near or targeting Christmas and New Year celebrations across the country. Whoa. 115 in Turkey. U.S. Supreme Court nearing a decision that could eliminate race-based congressional districts. Oh, yeah, buddy.
And Democrats are testing the president's authority because they're terrified They're terrified that they can't import, for instance, illegals for voting blocks today. They want to fight him on the economic agenda because we're seeing prosperity. And lastly, these voting right cases, we have to just stop the racial discrimination on Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and get back to actually allowing individuals to vote rather than blocks of racial demographics. So I think there's going to be a lot of wins for President Trump. And I want this case law cleared up. And Democrats are testing the president's authority because they're terrified. They're terrified that they can't import, for instance, illegals for voting blocks today. They want to fight him on the economic agenda because we're seeing prosperity. And lastly, these voting right cases, we have to just stop the racial discrimination on.
Yay, I got it plugged in. There's my little clock thing. Woohoo! It's fun. That's nice. Get that right by my bedside. Or my desk. All right. Grinch? What's the Grinch doing? $10,000 reward. Stealing Christmas gifts. Of course. Every damn time. Streamer Clavicular has been banned from Kick streaming platform following reports that he drove his Cybertruck over a person that was lying on the vehicle. The individual was reportedly a stalker who had repeatedly harassed the streamer during live broadcasts. Authorities have not disclosed the person's condition or whether any charges will be filed. What a genius.
Oh my fucking
Try driving with this guy. Drive.
What the heck?
Oh my fucking.
Cracked out, man.
Oh my god! You probably just ran him over. Oh my god. Oh my god. Off the car. He was on the car. Oh my god.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Is he dead?
Hopefully.
Oh my god.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
What was that?
Hopefully. Hopefully.
No idea. Jeez, man. Ugh. Major winter storm expected to bring snow and ice to the upper Midwest on Thursday, with the system moving through the lower Northeast on Friday, ending by Saturday morning. Snow and ice potential. Oh, we're going to catch a touch of it here, it looks like. Just a little bit. Getting some ice. South Carolina man facing DUI and patrol car theft charges told the judge, "I will call Donald Trump if I have to." Eh?
You've got charges pending in both magistrate court and general sessions. You've got a driving under the influence going to Spartanburg Magistrate Court, and you've got a failure to stop for a blue light and a grand larceny.
Well, that's a lie, because I took a drug test.
Going to
I did a
general
blood drug
sessions, yes.
test, and
You
it
could
come
be
back
sentenced up
negative.
to
And
30
come back
days on driving
negative.
under the influence.
Okay, well,
I
I'm
need
not
for you
doing
to
that.
Did you do an IQ test too? Because I bet that came back negative as well.
Sign right here.
I'm not signing that.
Okay, that's what
And
I need you to know.
I'm also the traffic failure to stop for a blue light, no injury or death, first offense.
Do you
I'm
want
not
to give me a
signing
phone
that.
number for your mother? Your mother's
I'm
in the
not
back.
signing that either.
You're not going to give me a phone number
No,
for your
I'm
mother
not.
to be text message?
No, that's okay.
All right. You have, if you fail to make your court appearance, and your court appearance will be held,
I'm not going to court either.
I understand that. Your court appearance will be held January 22nd, 2026 at 10
Look.
o'clock.
Y'all feed me this garbage and feed lies and
You
put this
Mr.
crap on TV and say I
You
was
Mr.
driving
Make
under,
sure you-
excuse me, I'm talking.
No, you're not.
I'm talking.
I'm talking.
Okay.
Driving
Your
under the
bonds are-
You
influence.
realize you're in his court, right? Like,
Been drinking.
Your bond is set at $902
I don't have no
cash
bond. I don't have no
surety,
bond.
Not gonna end well for you.
and you've got a $20,000 cash surety bond on the failure to stop for a blue light.
Well, I'm not signing either one.
I understand that.
I'll contact Donald Trump if
You'll
I
now
have
exit
to.
Mountain.
Okay. Yep. I guess I'll be contacting Donald Trump then.
No idea. Something about Donald Trump. People from across Africa have flocked to Ghana to board Noah's Arks built by Ebo, a self-proclaimed prophet predicting a biblical-style global flood starting today. Well, enjoy. He claims God revealed to him through visions that non-stop heavy rainfall would begin on Christmas Day, last 3 to 4 years, and submerge the entire world, wiping out humanity because of sin. Never mind the fact that God said he wouldn't do that again, but, hey. It's Ghana, they can't read, so it's not like they'll know anyway. Showing up in that brand new Mercedes Benz for Judgment Day. Gotta look like a pimp when you're getting judged. Mm-hmm. Says God instructed him to build several modern-day Noah's Arks, claiming up to 10 wooden boats to save believers along with pairs of animals. Viral videos show him dressed in sackcloth, overseeing ark construction in Ghana. Can we see the arks? I'd like to see them. Show me the boats, please. Is it like the African rocket ships? I'd like to see the boat. Something tells me that is not the boat. That can't be the boat. Oh, here he is. He speaks.
Still, now me catch you say your friend a book, Noah. God reveals to redeem. I have prayed, I have fasted, I have donated, and I have built. And through my prayers, I got another vision.
Kofi TV.
Kofi home. Enjoy yourself.
What is this?
Have fun. And also, I am wishing all of you Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Ebo. Merry Christmas. Oh my gosh. Is this the ark?
Ah, last time he was beaten.
He was beaten, yeah.
Who beat him for here? They beat him for here.
They beat him for here. He came here like the owners.
Emmanuel, yeah. It is so. It's almost ready, and they are now doing this one.
I mean, that's not terrible. Better than I was expecting.
Okay. Abidjan the drew.
Yeah, like the down here.
Okay, so that it doesn't rot.
Yeah. He can't shoot the content.
It's not horrendous. As to whether it would float or not, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's anyone's guess, I guess.
He be junior doctor in boots.
Junior Dr. Yeboah. Lucky Heba.
Yeah.
That's his boat.
Yeah.
That's his boot. Well, I wish you best of luck there, Ebo. Out on the high seas. Heavy snow covered Donner Summit in North California on Christmas Eve, with the storm expected to continue affecting the region through Friday. Is that like the Donner Summit? Like where they ate each other and stuff? That one? The Donner Party, yeah. Illinois police, acting on a tip from a Good Samaritan, caught a man dubbed the Grinch, allegedly stealing presents from under a Christmas tree. Get that mother effer. Oh, come on now. Tackle him. Come on. Come on, spear. Spear him. Yes! Can you imagine walking by and seeing this shit?
G'day folks, live from Merry Strickland Christmas.
An Australian home with a Christmas display so famous,
Traffic marshal's doing a sensational job.
it even needs a traffic marshal.
It's a full-time job on top of my full-time job just for the Christmas season.
But it's worth it.
It is.
David Strickland and his family are behind what's become known around Brisbane as Merry Strickland Christmas.
Merry Strickland Christmas is back again this year,
where thousands visit to see a holiday show.
Wow.
Headlined by Elsa, Mario, Bluey, and even a trio of headbeam lights. In fact, the latter required approval from Australia's Aviation Authority.
But you wouldn't be deterred.
You got freaking spotlights?
You had to have them.
Had to have them.
And this year is actually a bit of a comeback story. David had been building up his lights for a few years before 2023 when he really went all out. However, that led to some negative feedback about all the traffic, which David says could reach 4 kilometers in length.
It just made me question, why I'm doing it. So at the end of 2023, I ended up selling every light.
But during their year off in 2024, David says they received such a clamoring on social media to bring it all back, he decided to focus on the positive comments instead.
Part of those messages is people that are going through some tough times, or they've had a death in the family, that my lights have actually brought their families closer and it's brought them some joy.
As you can see, Merry Strickland Christmas has returned, and even though it's now about a third of the size, David says he has to start assembling the parts by August. And if you were wondering about the electric bill,
that's January's problem.
By the way, David had to custom order his Bluey inflatable because he says they weren't available in Australia yet when he got it. Bluey, of course, streams at our parent company's Disney Plus, guy.
Shameless plug. Border Commander Greg Bovino posts a Christmas Day video.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Mixing and all his reindeers blowing on the rain. Carols are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
That's fantastic. Good stuff, sir. I like it. In China, a courier's electric bicycle caught fire while he was riding, leaving him with burns over 90% of his body. Dear God. These things, man. Currently hospitalized, faulty battery believed to be the cause. Yep. That's all it takes. Flaming wreck and your balls are gone. Dear God. Oh, that shit gets hot, too. Man, get out of there, sir. What are you doing? Oh, he's on fire. Look at him. If he would have just, like, gotten out of there before that... Like, right here, if he could have just... Oh! Moved. Where the thing went up in a blaze. Might have made it out without getting too... God, look at him. Just igniting. Crazy.
All right, in the next, say, 90 days, does this thing get done in your opinion?
I don't see any indication that it's going to get done. I think Director CIA Ratcliffe, I'm sure he's got his Russia analysts focused on this and delivering the president the intelligence reporting that the president needs to make the most educated decisions about how to proceed in these negotiations. But I'm sorry to say that in spite of the laudable efforts on the part of the Trump administration, make no mistake, President Trump cares a lot more about the soldiers fighting and dying in that region than Vladimir Putin does. But in spite of all that, I just don't think that Russia wants to make a deal. Vladimir Putin has made it clear he wants to overthrow the democratically elected government of Ukraine. Anything short of that, I think, is something that he will not allow for his war machine really to stop against Ukraine. I just don't see it happening, unfortunately.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see. And who that is? Dan Hoffman. Months after a Miami hotel was exposed for having Indian workers, like in India, remotely checking guests in across the world here in the U.S. An Atlanta-based security firm has now been caught relying on overseas Indian staff to operate security robot dogs. Wow. Robot dogs are Indian. They are literally small Indian men who can't speak any English, playing a video game across the world.
I'm just patrolling the area. I am from...
Hello, how are you doing today?
Came from the 235 Mitchell Alley.
I'm just here to patrol the area.
Okay, well, you have a good one.
Hi. Have a great night, officer.
You too.
Wow.
I'm just patrolling the area. I am from, came from the 235 Mitchell Alley.
Okay, well, you have a good one.
Wow. Turkish authorities detained 115, yeah, we saw. Daredevil hitched a kneeboard to the back of a pickup truck and took a muddy ride along Bear Valley Road through the heart of Hesperia on Christmas Eve. Wow. Mud surfing. Because why not? How insane. It's actually comical. That's fun. It's also disgusting, but fun. Customer recorded a disturbing scene at a Dunkin' Donuts in Crofton, Maryland. That's a hop, skip, and a jump away. Showing an employee sitting on a food prep table and clipping his toenails behind the counter during his shift. That is sick.
What's up, bro?
Oh, gross, dude.
So, bro, what's up, bro? So, bro.
Oh. Okay, well, no more Dunkin' for me, thanks. Secretary Marco Rubio has canceled 95,000 visas this year.
National student
Could be 10 times that, but all right.
a visa program in this country.
Well, at all of these visas, what we're looking at here is a standard of, are they breaking the term of their visa? Do they threaten national security? Are they committing crimes when they're here in the country? So 95,000, the three leading categories there are for assault, DUIs, and theft. Bottom line here is we are not going to have people here on visas that drive drunk on our streets, that assault our people, or that steal from our stores. We're not going to allow it.
Bye-bye.
And if we have situations with student visas, for example, where students here on those visas are promoting terrorism or breaking our laws, that is grounds for revocation.
Bye-bye.
A visa is a privilege. It is not a right. And that's what it means to have an America First visa policy.
National
Border Patrol posts video of U.S. border last Christmas versus this Christmas. Considerably cleaned up, I assume.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special,
Nice and clean. Looking better. Looking good. Okay, we did those. Tony Hinchcliffe on something about Elon Musk. I don't know. Let's see.
Can you guys tell Elon to use his rockets for something positive like immigration? Do you have any idea how fast you can get illegal immigrants back to where they came from on a fucking rocket? I looked into this. It's 26 seconds from here to Tijuana, Mexico. It's simple. You take the rocket, you fill it with illegal immigrants, you blast that bitch up in the air, right? You let Elon do his fancy little parallel parking thing that he likes to do. You empty the illegal immigrants, you fill it with avocados. Yes, no tariffs on these avocados. These are the ideas. Can you guys tell Elon to use his rocket?
That was good. Who is this guy? I gotta follow him. Tony Hinchcliffe. You get a follow for that, sir. Jolly good fun.
And what do you want from Santa?
That's a hard one. For me, I probably most want a Kindle this year.
You want what?
A Kindle.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. Well, you must be a high IQ person. We need more high IQ people in the country. So, we definitely need more high IQ. And what do you
Oh boy. Oh, is that it? Guess that's it, huh? Already done. Oh no. Oh, Big Lee just hit me with this. Since 1952, U.S. Air Force planes have dropped Christmas gifts on remote Pacific islands. Yeah. Longest running humanitarian airlift in history. It's fun. These kids are jumping in already. Like, what? Now you gotta swim all that way, you silly. It's fun. Oh. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Okay. 60 puppies rescued from a puppy mill in North Carolina. Aw.
Started as a tough situation for dozens of dogs is now turning into a Christmas miracle. These canines are getting a second chance just before the holidays. After a puppy mill bust in Gaston County on Monday, 63 dogs were surrendered to the authorities. 19 of them were brought here to Peanuts Place Small Dog Rescue, run out of founder Colleen Sauer's own home. Many arrived in rough shape, severely matted, unable to walk, and in need of immediate care. But within hours, the rescue turned to social media and the community, calling for help from groomers and foster families willing to step in.
It was atrocious. This is by far the worst matted dogs in a group that we've ever gotten. Some of them were so matted they couldn't walk.
It upsets me. It makes me angry that people would treat animals that way. I always am happy to give a dog a good home.
Peanuts Place Small Breed Rescue says that they're still looking for groomers and fosters. They hope to place as many dogs into safe homes as possible.
Yes. Oh, look, here's the photo I took. The kitty's kissing. Silly babies. Yeah, we printed it off on a nice little 8x10. Framed it up. Oh, okay. Maybe jump to this after we run out of stuff. Yep, which we may be right now. Like nothing else there, so. Anything else?
Christopher Krebs, the former head of CISA. This is a man who weaponized his position.
I don't know how new that is. When does that date to? It's got to be older, yeah. TSA is now cooperating with ICE and will turn over all passenger lists. And in addition, airports have also become ICE checkpoints.
To scare the hell out of you, the Trump administration has quietly ordered U.S. airports to hand over the name of every single passenger to ICE. Not suspects, not people with warrants, everyone. The TSA is now feeding ICE passenger lists multiple times a week, and ICE is cross-checking those names against deportation databases.
Oh no.
Meaning if you fly, your name is scanned. If ICE thinks you might be deportable, the airport becomes the trap. This started in March. No public announcement, no vote, no warning. And they're already using it. A 19-year-old freshman was arrested at Boston Logan Airport and deported to Honduras. She was brought to the U.S. when she was
Bye-bye.
7. She didn't know she was deportable. Her
Oops, bye-bye.
Family didn't know. She found out at the
Her family didn't know, huh?
airport. Another woman was arrested in Salt Lake City.
They brought her here illegally when she was 7 and didn't know that she could be deported. Really?
City the exact same way. This isn't about terrorists. This isn't about violent crime. This is mass
No, it's about invasion.
surveillance of travelers repurposed for immigration enforcement. And here's the part that should really get you. TSA was never supposed to be involved in immigration enforcement.
Well, TSA was never supposed to be at all, but whatever.
Ever.
Here we are. Chicago power play just backfired. Trump moved to deploy National Guard to back ICE. Yep, Pritzker sued. SCOTUS blocked the guard. Pritzker pops champagne, calls it a win for democracy. There's the twist they didn't think through. Fox News legal heavyweight John Yoo says the ruling actually opens the door to active duty federal troops, as in Marines and the Army.
The Supreme Court dealing the Trump administration a significant blow on immigration enforcement.
Or is it?
upholding a block on National Guard deployments in Chicago. John Yoo, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General, UC Berkeley law professor, and former law clerk to Justice Clarence Thomas, joining us. And we certainly appreciate that. Merry Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, my friend. This is one of those circumstances where I'm not so sure that this is more than a pause. They're simply letting things play out. Do I have that right?
Merry Christmas to you, Kevin, and everyone there. I think you're right. You could say the Supreme Court left a lump of coal in President Trump's stocking, but it's not that big a lump. It's a kind of a small lump, and President Trump can do a few things, as you suggest, to get around or move forward past this decision. It is a decision that extends beyond just Chicago, because the logic of this case that President Trump cannot deploy the National Guard in a place like Chicago to protect ICE agents and ICE facilities would apply to the other parts of the country like Los Angeles, where other courts have till now upheld those deployments. But I think that the point here is that the court's decision is narrow and it's temporary. The court here has said President Trump might have reasonably said he can't get these laws enforced because of resistance, because of attacks on federal buildings, but he has to try with the regular armed forces first before he calls up the National Guard to try to enforce those laws.
Let me get you to weigh in, Professor Yoo, on what the High Court said. I just want to read this. This is from the majority ruling. At this preliminary stage, the government has failed to identify a source of authority that would allow the military to execute the laws in Illinois. What I took from that was a source of authority. Can you break that down for us briefly?
Yeah, so President Trump initially recently said, look, I'm trying to enforce the laws with ICE agents, with federal law enforcement, and I can't do it, so I need to call the National Guard. But the statute says the president has to be unable to enforce the law with regular forces. What does regular forces mean? We don't know. The Supreme Court has never decided that question before yesterday. The Supreme Court now says regular forces means you have to try with the regular armed forces first before you can bring out the National Guard. So the unintended consequence here might be that the president is going to have to call the 82nd Airborne or the Marines or the 101st Airborne Division, as, for example, President Eisenhower did after Brown versus Board of Education in the South to enforce desegregation. President Trump might have to do that first in order to protect those federal buildings, those ICE agents, and then if they fail, he can then call out the National Guard.
Got it. J.B. Pritzker, the governor in the state of Illinois, is saying this. Today is a big win for Illinois and American democracy. This is an important step in curbing the Trump administration's consistent abuse of power and slowing Trump's march toward authoritarianism. That's purely political. I think the president has obviously tried to work within the framework of the law as his legal eagles have seen it. 15 seconds or so. What happens from here? And I guess I answered my own question when I say I'm not surprised by Pritzker's response, and I guess you aren't either.
I'm not. He's, of course, injecting a lot of heated political rhetoric into this. Yeah. But what's going to happen? Trump will, of course, now have the right to go to the Supreme Court on the full merits. As you said, Kevin, this is just preliminary. He may be able to get the full court to reverse this preliminary decision. But second, and I think more worrisome, is the Supreme Court is essentially inviting President Trump to send regular armed troops and deploy those to Chicago and Los Angeles before he can send the National Guard. I think a governor would rather have National Guard troops than the 82nd Airborne and the Marine Corps patrolling the streets of Chicago.
Yeah, especially when you think about the historic nature of the pictures, what the video might look like moving forward. It's an interesting conundrum. Obviously, we'll be watching how the court moves forward and the administration as they continue to try to make this happen. Professor Yoo, always a pleasure, my friend.
Okay. Somalian immigrants refusing to participate in the Pledge of Allegiance in Maine.
We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
They don't know it.
which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Insulting. What? You gotta be kidding me.
If you ask me, who do I think is the main character in the Christmas story? Let's face it, I'm probably not going to say Father Christmas. But I'm also not going to say Jesus, because I think the main character in the Christmas story is Mary. I think sometimes we can fall into a bit of a trap where we talk about Mary as if she's like this pawn in a really big game.
Women pastors, no.
But
The big fat no.
I think it's really important to remember she had the chance to say no. She wasn't forced to carry the Christ child. She didn't have to. But when she was told about it, she said yes. Behold the handmaiden of the Lord. So I think it's really important this Christmas time we remember to be a bit more like Mary.
Okay. Well, oh, what's that? Here's how Dominion flipped and switched the 2020 election in the middle of the night in Antrim County, Michigan.
We saw numerous examples of numbers moving, numbers being flipped and switched. As you realize, the Antrim County is where the 6,000 vote glitch occurred. An error rate is permissible for 1 out of 125,000 ballots. And if you look at just what happened in Antrim County, the error rate was 8.3, so it puts it about 750 times the allowable limit. And according to the regulations, that should have disqualified.
We have multiple ballots with the very same signature.
I don't know if challenge is the right word, but until we get
We're challenging.
We'll go ahead and count the ballots.
Right, we need you to move forward.
But we will separate out and count those. And there's going to be an asterisk saying these ballots have the same.
And again, we know that you have a concern with this precinct, and soon, when you get done with the audit part of it, not an investigation, not counting.
We have 7,769 votes for Biden, and then for Trump, 4,509 votes. But that was wrong. And here are the actual results. Trump, significant margin over Joe Biden. First they said, I believe this was a human error. Then they said it was a mechanical error. Then they said it was a human error. What happened?
Well, what happened was the machine is designed to generate huge numbers of errors when you run ballots through the tabulator. And then those ballots, those errors, go to adjudication where someone sitting somewhere, we don't know where, can simply click on one button and bulk adjudicate thousands of ballots at once. So in this case, they were able to adjudicate, 12,000 ballots roughly, with one click of the button.
Okay, and that's not good. Adjudication and the rate of ballots that were being adjudicated, i.e., it goes through the machine, something doesn't look right, a human being has to take it and do something with it. What was the rate of ballots that needed to be adjudicated?
68% of the ballots run through the machine had to be adjudicated.
And tell us just how crazy off the wall that number is or isn't. It seems kind of high.
It's very high because the federal allowable rate is 1 in 125,000 ballots. That's the error rate. And this program is designed specifically to generate these types of errors. And that's how they move votes from one candidate to another. They put them in these folders for mass adjudication, and they are shipped somewhere. In our case, specifically, as you see in the report, we can't tell that right now because on November 4th, all of those system files, adjudication files, and internet files were deleted. So that's pretty significant.
This is what we found, another thing that we found very disturbing. And this
there's an adjudication process that I know you're probably familiar with, Pete, but if there is a mark that is questionable, the ballot should be sent to an adjudication holding area to be resolved manually by a 3-person team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the way the system normally works. However, what the batch logs say is that all of the ballots were sent to adjudication. Virtually all of the ballots. Now, adjudication only applies to mail-in ballots, so virtually all of the mail-in ballots, which was approximately 148,000, were forced into adjudication unnecessarily, and that's where they incur that extra risk of manipulation. What we're concerned about is that the electronic manipulation that can take place in adjudication, not necessarily the manual adjudication, even though that is typically biased.
Wow. 140, again, let me emphasize this and get it correct. 148,000 were forced to adjudication.
Right. And the elections director actually admitted this on November 5th at a 5 p.m. press conference. And he said that at that time of 113,000 ballots, 106,000 had gone to adjudication. And we were saying, what? How can that possibly be? And now we know it's because the logs were set to force them into adjudication.
Because if we don't have the counts, then we can't move forward. And we understand that there is a concern with this precinct, but this is not a time for you to be investigating right now. This is a time for you. No. So you need to move forward with the audit so we can get the numbers, so we can see how many ballots are here.
But okay, so when we're done with the audit, there is still the opportunity to challenge the fact that we have multiple ballots with the very same signature.
I don't know if challenge is the right word, but until we get
challenging,
we'll go ahead and count the ballots.
Right, we need you to move forward.
But we will separate out and count those. And there's going to be an asterisk saying these ballots have the same.
And again, we know that you have a concern with this precinct, and as soon when you get done with the audit part of it, not an investigation, not counting, that's not your role right now, this very minute. So what I need you to do is complete the audit so we can get a number of how many ballots were in this can when you started counting, and we can move forward from there. Okay, so what I need for you guys to do right now is to finish the audit process.
We'll have a number. Whether valid or invalid.
That is not the process right now. The process right now is for you to put them in the files where they belong for the presidential vote and count the presidential votes. We understand that there is possibly an issue with this precinct. We understand that. But what I need for you to do right now is to finish the presidential race audit, not separate them out, and then we'll move forward from there, okay? But I need you to continue the process right now.
You realize that the former state representative has issues with counting ballots and ballots.
I understand, but until we get a count, we need that piece done first. We need the audit piece done first because that's why we're here. And we will look at the numbers, okay? And I understand that there may be an issue. And I understand your concerns. So if we can complete the audit piece right now, then we can move forward, okay? Thank you.
With those key elements that show differences in the data runs and the tapes, and I believe I've provided that to you as well. And then a declaration by Robert Marsh, the Star Township supervisor, a couple of the excerpts. When he said, upon examining the tape at the close of the polls, I could see that President Trump had clearly won the presidential race in Star Township. He said, I believe the numbers were 462 for President Trump, with Joe Biden receiving 161 votes. Normally, when a candidate has such a large lead, it's safe to assume who the winner would be. Early the next morning, my wife received a phone call from a friend asking what happened to Antrim County going blue, meaning Democrat. At 7:36 that morning, I was texting our stats representative, Tristan Cole, to find out if those are the actual results. At the time, Tristan advised me that the numbers were not right, that Antrim County was reporting 462 votes had been credited to Joe Biden, and President Trump had only received 10 votes. So we saw numerous examples of numbers moving, numbers being flipped and switched. As you realize, the Antrim County is where the 6,000 vote glitch occurred. And if you look at the numerous references in the guidelines for elections in the Help America Vote Act, the Federal Election Commission Voting System Standards, and the Federal Information Security Modernization Act, an error rate is permissible for 1 out of 125,000 ballots. And if you look at just what happened in Antrim County, the error rate was 8.3, so it puts it about 750 times the allowable limit. And according to the regulations, that should have disqualified. They went later and changed that from a glitch to a clerical error, which, you know, they kind of changed up the reporting on that a little bit.
Okay. Played that one. All right, why don't we go to Mike Benz's Epstein stream here? Suppose so. Didn't really expect much material on Christmas Day, so I suppose I'll take YouTube down and we'll play this. All right, well, bye YouTube. You can come join the 24-hour feed on DLive or Rumble. And I don't know. How long do we got? Yeah, like 45 minutes. Sloppy hour. All right. Condense my substream on Epstein Origins down to 4 hours so I could post on X.
Greenberg viewed the young man as a protege.